Holocaust Memories Never Forget. A Gentile baby boomer's painful journey into the Shoah. Section 9. War Criminals Who Escaped Justice. Part 5. From the end of the war until the late 20th century. Heinz Lammerding. Educated as an engineer, Lammerding was a Waffen-SS officer and the commander of the Panzer Das Reich 2nd Battalion, which was responsible for two separate massacres of French civilians during the war. The first took place 3 days after D-Day in the town of Toulay, and the second at Oradour-sur-Glane on the 10th of June 1944, where hundreds of men, women, and children were murdered and the town razed. In Toulay, his unit had fought a serious battle against the French resistance and suffered significant losses, so he gave the order to punish the locals by killing 10 civilians for every German soldier lost. In reprisal, 120 French men were arrested, 99 of whom were hung, and another 149 were sent to Dachau. Altogether, 213 innocent people were murdered by the Das Reich Battalion. Also in retaliation for losses suffered against the resistance at Oradour-sur-Glane, Lammerding had a large group of men arrested, taken to some barns, shot in the legs, then gasoline was poured over them and they were set afire. 190 of these men died, along with 247 women and 205 children. The women and children were forced inside a church that was set ablaze, after which hand grenades were tossed inside and anyone trying to escape was shot. Other civilians nearby were also caught up in this massacre, with a total of 642 men, women, and children being murdered. Oradour-sur-Glane was never rebuilt by order of President de Gaulle and currently remains in the same condition that the Germans had left it. Lammerding was captured by the British in 1945 and turned over to the German authorities, but they refused to extradite him to France for trial. In 1953, the French convicted him of murder in absentia and sentenced him to death, but Germany continued to protect him from any punishment for his crimes. Angered by this, France considered sending in a commando unit to capture him, but finally gave up that idea. Lammerding successfully ran a large construction business in Germany, and though he faced several other investigations, all of them failed. Following his death from cancer in 1971, witnesses claimed that his funeral was attended by 200 or more former SS members. Gerhard Bonner. Despite having been trained as a lawyer, when Gerhard Bonner became the chief architect of Hitler's T4 euthanasia program, he had no trouble twisting the meaning of the word murder into a less morally corrupt term: mercy killing. Hitler's goal was to kill any Germans, regardless of their age or sex, who were a burden on society, and Bonner took very seriously the job Hitler had given him. The list of those he was ordered to kill included the mentally deficient, the physically impaired, the sickly, the insane, the elderly who couldn't take care of themselves, or anyone else the Nazi Party determined to be defective in some way and had no right to keep living. Historians know of at least 70,000 murders that took place under Bonner's command, and some are convinced that this number might be significantly higher than that. After the war, he remained in Germany, but during an investigation into his wartime activities in 1948, he escaped to Argentina using one of the numerous rat lines, along with help from Juan Perón, the president of that nation. For some reason, he was convinced in 1963 that he would be safe in Germany and went back, after which he was arrested. While on bail, he somehow made it back to Argentina but was arrested again and extradited to Germany in 1966. For questionable reasons, the German court decided that he was unfit for trial and released him, after which he stayed in Germany as a free man until his death in 1981.